Alrighty everybody, and we are now getting closer to the official release of Star Wars Andor that's going to debut on the 21st, followed by, of course, Tales of the Jedi that will debut on October 26th, and that's going to conclude all of the Star Wars shows for this year, unfortunately, because Bad Batch 2 was delayed until January, and we won't be getting Mando 3 until February, maybe even later, depending on whether or not they want to delay that series. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, it is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe that a lot of fans have been very excited about is exactly what Favreau and Filoni have planned behind the scenes and what tricks they have up their sleeves, with not just Mando 3 and 4 plus Ahsoka, but also a multitude of Star Wars TV shows that are in the works that will be announced at Celebration next year. So keep in mind that Celebration of 2023 is going to be by far the best celebration under Disney's wing, without a doubt. And that brings us to where we are right now and what Favreau and Filoni are currently crafting for the new Star Wars universe. Now, given that everything related to Kathleen Kennedy working on the Acolyte partially and Skeleton Crew fully, those are the only two major projects that she is working on that she has creative control over. So everything else aside is looking pretty bright. Of course, Andor, Kathleen Kennedy had somewhat of a hand in that because it was in the works since 2019. So that only makes a lot of sense there. But moving beyond all of this, what's really exciting has a lot to do with what Lucasfilm and Disney recently finalized between Favreau and Filoni to drag in tons of new Star Wars legends and a whole lot more. Now, with that being said, with Lucasfilm actively developing their new Star Wars projects and upping the budget for future Star Wars shows, they also have been using Favreau and Filoni to create tons of new Star Wars material that will come from Legends and original content as well. Now, one of the biggest decisions that Disney recently made with actress Daisy Ridley was rehiring her for one of the upcoming Star Wars shows by Filoni and Favreau that is going to take place in a post-Episode 9 era that will tease the new Jedi Order and a new generation of Jedi Knights. Now, further, it's described that this project will be announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023, and Ridley recently had a meeting with Favreau and Filoni remotely to confirm her interest in returning as Rey. John and Dave's plan is to give fans their version of Rey and what she will be like around 10 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, to showcase the new Jedi Order and what the galaxy is like during this time with a new evil that is set to rise. Favreau and Filoni are said to want to create post-sequel trilogy material to test the waters with the fan base to see if they can succeed reforming some of the sequel trilogy characters like Rey, for example. Now, I want to pause here quick for a second because there's a lot in the works here between Favreau and Filoni. Now, as you all know, there's a lot of different things that are going into the Star Wars franchise. We have, of course, a lot of things related to the Kenobiverse. We also have a lot of things related to the Mandoverse. And when I say Kenobiverse, by the way, that's all material that's going to be based in between Episode 3 and Episode 4 and surrounding the Kenobi series. The Kenobi series was treated as a foundation, kind of like Mando, that's going to spawn a series of spin-offs. The same exact thing is going to go as follows for other eras as well. Now, this in particular, I don't know about you, but Favreau and Filoni giving the fans their own version of Rey is going to be very interesting to see in live-action form, and whether or not it's going to really satisfy fans. I think that Daisy has a shot here at really doing this very well if the script is going to be executed quite, very well for the fans, and if it's going to really meet expectations. Let's hope that Favreau and Filoni know what they're doing. I'm sure they do. But related to all of this, we already know that Daisy has been in the talks with John and Dave. We've been talking about this for over a year now, for a very long time. It's been a thing that has been in negotiations on and off for over a year at this point, actually. And now it's finalized, it is moving forward, it will be announced next year, keep your eyes open for that at Celebration. Daisy coming back as Rey and getting a new background, as we had discussed a couple of days ago, will be, of course, a feature in this post-Episode 9 series. Now, given that Favreau and Filoni, Favreau especially, had a lot of issues with The Last Jedi, you can see how this may very well be a way for them to kind of reverse Kathleen Kennedy's damage. Can it really reverse Kathleen Kennedy's damage at the end of the day? Is the biggest question of all. That really is a big question on whether or not this is a smart attempt on their end, or if this is only going to cause, more of a negative situation. I think that as long as they remain very, positive about the scenario and write something very well, it's going to work. It just is going to take a lot of time and effort on their part. Now, moving forward from this, with Filoni and Favreau already giving her a different backstory that is in the final stages, they are also going to be giving Rey a new set of attire. Now, this new series is set to also feature other main characters, and Rey will only be a side character that pops in every now and then. This is in no way a Rey Star Wars TV show, but rather a show for post-Episode 9 content featuring Rey as a side character to be used. Now, at first, Filoni and Favreau only wanted her as a cameo, but they are now upping her screen time to be more significant to give fans a new version of Rey in the Star Wars universe. Now, like I've said time and time again, this really is going to be a very risky situation, and it really makes one wonder, is this even necessary for them to explore Rey's story? I think that, like I said before, it has to have a purpose. You can't just do this just for the sake of doing this. So, Jon and Dave usually are good at finding ways to create a very involved story, especially a story that takes place 10 years after Episode 9 and how it's going to involve this new evil that rises. We're not quite sure what in the world this new evil is going to be. We're going to be learning that in new canon books, as well as comics that will connect to the series in 2023 eventually, and there's a lot of things coming out of this, so this show might not even drop until 25 at the earliest, given that they want to create more books and novels and such. That's going to lend a lot of lore to this. So overall, there's a lot of things that are in the pipeline right now over at Lucasfilm. So far, the one show that really seems to be, not moving that much at all is the Lando story. So I don't know about you guys, but the Lando series is something that I've been wanting to see for a very long time, and it's just not budging. Alright, it's not moving anywhere, it's just having a lot of trouble. The actor who actually played Lando in Solo, he did a fantastic job, by the way, Gambino. He is very busy with a lot of other projects, and that's kind of causing a lot more trouble as well. So, with that being said, overall, I think that Daisy's going to be a great addition if Jon and Dave can give us a true, different version of Rey in this particular story. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.